Welcome. This is Richard, and I want to welcome you to the Innovation Best Practices episodes, where every episode is designed to help you sell more and make more from your innovation program, using proven and practical innovation best practices that I believe can work for absolutely any business and any business need. I want to give a special welcome to our listeners around the world, now in 91 countries. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about better consumer insights relative to innovation. Better consumer insights also always help you. It's drawn from a Harvard Business Review article, and one that was very eye-opening to me. Here's an overview of what we're going to be talking about. Key weaknesses of any traditional research method is the fact that customer memories can fade very quickly after a direct experience. So if you're asking them, you intercept them in a mall, or they go online and answer questions for you, and you ask them, well, how did you like the taste of it? Well, one, they weren't paying a whole lot of attention to the taste of it when they tasted it yesterday or whenever, and so the quality of the answer that you're going to get is degraded to an important extent. Now, there's a way of getting around this. It's called ethnographic research, which can overcome this since customers follow a customer around. Very expensive and time intensive, so it's not necessarily the best option. There's a new recommended alternative, which is called real-time experience tracking, RET. A mobile phone app tracks real-time experience. Researchers use about 4 questions, and text messages are used to answer them. Pretty cool. There's 4 key data points collected: the brand involved, the type of interaction somebody has. Did they just see a television ad, interaction with a service center, whatever. How the customer felt about the experience, and how persuasive was it in referring to some ad of some kind or experience. And getting a representative sample is very important, so there's certain qualifying questions. You need to be a little bit careful, even though this is a technology-based system. A little bit careful talking about smartphones in today's world being technological. They are, but they're pretty accepted practice. But anyway, you need to watch out for people who are technologically savvy, because there can be a bias in what they do. You also need to guard against too much marketing literacy. Get a brand manager or something, and they're going to see things in very different light. And assertiveness. And you also need to know the demographic makeup of your research target and take some efforts to balance for it so you make sure it's representative. These are all essential things you would do for most forms of quality research. So here are some of the things you learn from the surveys. You learn to really identify the purchase drivers. It helps companies understand the most important factors influencing a purchase decision. Companies apply statistical analytical methods to identify the strongest correlations between an action and a purchase. Does a certain action or interaction with something have higher or lower chances of creating a purchase? And they actually looked at an electronic product and found out that people were 7.5 times more likely to buy when they see your product in the store. They were 4 times more likely when they see it on a website, and 3 times more likely if they see it at a friend's house. So you can see the relative, at least in this one study, the relative importance of some of these influences on people making a purchase. There's also, you get out of this, some competitive analysis. You start gaining an understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of competitive products and marketing programs, as well as your own. It also helps you to understand the likes and dislikes for both competitors and your current business. All of this is always good stuff. You can also learn about the chain of touch points that people go through before they buy something, understanding the sequences of influences leading to a purchase. For example, maybe a friend makes a comment, then you explore something on a website, then you do a retail visit. They're not always this straightforward, to be clear, but it's kind of understanding what is the chain of decision-making that people go through. And you're going to find various chains. And that's going to be important learning to you about where you want to be able to connect with people, knowing where they are in the decision process and what kind of message you can deliver. It also helps companies to understand which of their media types, like newspapers, TV, radio, website, etc., are working hardest for them. Here's an example of a Schick Hydro German introduction. They used RET research during the first 12 weeks. They learned that their TV advertising was less effective than web advertising, so they adjusted budgets. They also learned that print advertising was the least effective, and they reallocated money to television sponsorships, which they found out were also more effective than print advertising. So, good actionable learning that you can get out of this. Okay? So, here's some concluding thoughts for your consideration. This is a promising new research methodology. It addresses the quality of memory problem with other forms of research. It also gets you the sequence of touch points that people go through, which isn't always available in a quality form and other forms. Probably going to, this form, RET, is probably going to be more effective over time, at least initially with younger mobile device savvy customers. But over time, the methodology will see improvements that will probably extend its effectiveness to more types of business. I'm excited. If you're interested in more innovation best practices, you just need to go to I2GE, that's the letter I, number 2GE.com. On the menu bar, click on DIY Innovation Training. There's all kinds of training programs there. If you don't find one that's right for you, send me an email. I'd be glad to tailor one to your unique needs. Here's what I'm trying to do with this. I'm trying to make you innovation self-sufficient, so you don't need to hire expensive consultants like me and others to do it for you. Another source of innovation best practices is one of the 6 books that I've written and published. It's titled Proven Practical Innovation That Delivers Results. It's available only at Amazon in a paperback and Kindle version. It's priced below my break-even cost, so it's a great value. If you have suggestions, comments, or requests, or just want to connect with me, just send me an email to richard@2ge.com. I look forward to hearing from you. In the next episode, very interesting stuff, reinvigorating a brand through innovation. The Bain Brand Accelerator. Very interesting stuff here. Bain is one of the top consulting companies, and they have something called the Bain Brand Accelerator. And we'll talk about how consumer products companies are revitalizing brands and bringing them to full potential, even in slow growth markets and challenging categories. Make sure that you listen in. As all of you know by now, I deeply appreciate you taking time out of a busy day to listen to these episodes. I look forward to reconnecting with you soon, and until then, please have a great day.